Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tarkov. I'm the EarLegAthlete here with,
Hey, Dizzle.
and today, Ref got a major price change to his gear and wares, and of course, the community is up in arms because BSG added the old Korovat outfits to the store. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Before we get started though, with all the Tarkov stuff, all of us here on the EarLegAthlete YouTube channel, we just want to say to you all, we hope you have a Merry Christmas. We're right there. It's the 21st of December, the 22nd when you're watching this. You're a few days out. Hope your kids are happy, you're happy, the family's happy, whatever it may be. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. And yeah, that's all. We can go ahead and get into some of the stuff, some of the more pressing things that I want to get out of the way or some of the less pressing things that I want to get out of the way first. Let's go ahead and start with the Korvat outfits because people are pissed off about that. In my opinion, they added something that we had last year that a handful of people had already gotten, and we did. Those of us that didn't have it, I have it for my USEC PMC, but I don't have it for my Bear PMC. It's like, yeah, of course I want to buy it. I didn't switch characters mid-wipe last year just so I could fucking get both outfits from doing the Korvat event. What's wrong with them adding them to the
Right.
to the website? I don't see a major issue with it. It's like also, somebody hands you an apple while they have a basket of apples, but one of their hands are full, so they can only hand one apple at a time. And you're mad at them because they only handed you one apple this time, and you can't wait the few seconds that it may take or the few minutes that it might take or in this situation that I'm speaking on specifically, you can't wait for BSG to say, here's the new event with the new outfits with all the new stuff, and even if they don't give us new outfits, dude, they've given us so many like clothing options, it's ridiculous.
We'll get new outfits with the upcoming event. Like that's
Oh, without a doubt, without a
every
doubt.
event they roll out new outfits. So
Yeah,
it's like, but here's the thing: it's like they can't do time limited event rewards if they just give them out all the time. Like
exactly.
then it's not limited.
And why
Um,
would they give the event
and
reward before the event even starts?
right, and well, here's the biggest thing is when everybody was upset with Battle State for doing the Unheard edition, everyone's like, just sell skins like everyone else. Don't do like game types and giving people free stuff. Just sell skins. So now they're selling skins, and people are still upset.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like you just can't
absolutely.
you can't win. Um,
No, you really
my
can't.
biggest problem with this was some of the people I seen complaining. One peg made a video all about it. One peg who is all on board with our graders, throwing out
Overly
skins and
monetized and yeah,
yeah,
pay
yeah,
for this,
he's
pay
all
for
on board with
that, and then
that.
you can buy this thing over here just because you bought these two things. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Battle State doing it, and he's up in arms for some weird reason. He tried to justify it in his video, and then his comments was lighting him up, saying it's not a big deal and he needs to chill out. And he was
Well,
like,
it's
"Oh,
the
I wasn't
truth.
saying I'm against it. I just think it's dumb." Like
It's dumb for
yeah,
them
and then
to add
even
old
Pestily.
Christmas skins so people can have the outfits. That's what I don't understand
Yeah,
about it, though.
but it's like that's what they do with their skins. They give you a chance to earn them in game, and then if it's limited, they throw it on the store for people who missed it. Like, that's the way they've always done it. So I just don't understand. Pestily said the same thing. "Well, why don't you just let people earn them again?" Well, who knows? They might. That might be part of the event. They might give people a chance to earn them again. But
Yeah, just because
I'm
'cause they're for
almost
sale doesn't mean there's no way
guaranteeing
to get them for free.
right, I'm almost guaranteeing it's gonna be a new outfit. And they're like,
Yeah,
"If you want old outfits, you don't
here they
like the
are.
new ones, then here's your opportunity to go grab them." But you also had an opportunity to grab them last year during the event. So it just
Well,
people that I respect complaining about things that I feel like they know better than to complain about, and it makes me wonder if sometimes they just complain to complain.
and that's something that you'd mentioned just a second ago is, you were able to earn them last year. Well, you also have now the full release of 1.0 Tarkov, which brought in all the Steam users, a bunch of old players from years past, and not everybody was playing last year. Just because, streamer A, streamer B, and streamer C fucking have no lives and put thousands and thousands of hours into this game for the last 10 years and, didn't miss a single thing, have every achievement, have all the skins, everything you could earn has been earned. That doesn't mean that every other player in Tarkov has done the same thing. And that's kind of crazy to assume that they have, and to be upset at them for adding something old for a very reasonable price, mind you. Most of the skins they put up are $12 to $15. This one's on both of these are on the website for $7 each. So not only are they discounted, or not only are you able to get last year's stuff, but they're also discounted. It's just like it's a good thing for players who weren't able to get it, and I not just because they weren't playing. Koravad on PvP was hard, and not every single
Yeah,
player has 5 plus people that they can hit up on a regular basis to be like, "Hey, help me get this done. Let's go run Koravad." You know, there are people who are forced to play solo because they don't play with people. There are people who just don't have enough players to get together with and run Koravad. So maybe it's not for a lack of trying even, you know, they just weren't able to do it. But hey, now they have winter skins because they can go to the website and buy it. It's like it's such a good thing overall. And you know, like you said a minute ago too, with people telling them, "Hey, don't try to ream us in the game." You know, sell skins, and then those same people turn around, "Why are you selling skins? What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. It's just I don't know, man. It's such a weird ecosystem
yeah,
of like
they're
people want, but then they bitch as soon as they get the thing that they were asking for. It's like we
their
saw with the hardcore
justification
changes. We
is
saw the majority of the community say, "Oh, we want it hard. We want it brutal, mad. You know, like we want to die." And then they get in there and they see the rules and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is too hard." It's like, what the fuck?
right.
Why not
Well,
just
this one
stay
just
quiet and let them work?
the worst the worst part about it is they say that they're cool with BSG making money, but then because they wanna make money on a limited item that was earnable last year, people's problem, is that they're not just giving it away again this year. And it's like, they gotta find ways to make people want something so people will buy it, and that's one way to do it. So it's like,
Right?
you just can't have it both ways. You can't have them just give away everything, but then expect them to be able to sell it. Because if they don't give people a reason to wanna buy it, no one's gonna buy it. If they just
Yeah,
give it
exactly.
away, how are they gonna you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it's just stupid. People
and
just
let's look at
think
it
they make me
realistically.
mad.
What's going to be the way to earn it again this year? Say that's the skin. There's a new skin, but we can also earn this skin. Do you have to complete the event? You know what I mean? How far are these players expected to go that can't do it? How like that's my side of it. Is there's just too many players. I understand that a large part of the community are gamers, right? And we get the shit done. But there's also a huge part of the community that can't do it, and whether it's for a lack of effort, a lack of understanding, a lack of players, whatever. And that's what gets me is it's like, why bitch and moan about something that's good for the community overall? Good for
Yeah.
BSG, it's good for the players. Now we have access to, you know, winter skins that actually look decent. You can put, you know, white pants on or a white shirt on or whatever it may be and blend a little bit. It's just weird to be so upset about.
Well, their reason doesn't even make sense because 'cause they're upset that certain people
It's
aren't
limited
gonna have
and
access. But we know that they're gonna give new gear this year. Everyone's
yeah,
gonna have access to new gear. So
100%.
their thing they're upset about isn't even valid. Like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
It's weird. It's
And like
just
I said, it's
weird.
respected people
Well,
that,
and
for whatever reason, like, they just stoop to these lows that I just don't understand why. Like, they don't have to. Like,
is it clicks? Is it
it just
views?
doesn't make sense.
Is it
It
numbers?
has to be because they don't do it for other games. Like, it's just specifically Tarkov. So, I don't know.
That's weird too. It is. That's a weird thing. To sit there and look at
Yeah.
Arc Raiders and be completely okay with it, and then Tarkov add a fraction of what Arc Raiders has added monetization-wise, and to be mad about is also just over the top weird. And like you said, they are respectable people, you know, One Peg I respect, Pestily I respect, I would welcome any of them
Yeah,
onto the podcast if
absolutely.
they were ever wanting to come this way, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that doesn't mean I have to agree with everything they say, and, like, this is a take that I, like you, can't
No,
really
it's a
agree
bad
with.
take.
Yeah. There's other things
Yeah,
you can be
yeah,
upset
it's just a
with
bad take.
BSG, other than them adding clothing to a store that is something for the holiday. It's just kinda weird when you know, especially the creators, they know we're getting new skins. We've done this song and dance so many
Yeah,
times. We don't have to hang up on
yeah,
that too
it's weird.
long because it's a weird situation. If you guys are upset about it, let us know. If you're normal like us and or like the majority of players, I assume, and are just like, "Oh, cool." You know, a bunch of my people in my Discord even they're like, I'm just gonna buy the skins this year because I couldn't get them last year." Whether it's you know I'm bad at the game or I couldn't get players or I didn't have time, whatever it may be. It's just accessibility is not a bad thing, and we know that there's going to be
And
things to
here's the other
earn. It's
thing,
just so weird.
you don't even have to get the skins, like, there's plenty of other ways to earn skins too. It's like, these are only if you want them, and
Yeah, this is
they're not
one
even, like,
specific outfit.
the best looking skins in the game, like,
In
they're
my
kinda okay,
opinion,
they're mid.
the white part is decent, the tan part is shit. I put the white pants
Yeah.
on with, like, a light tan shirt just to make it blend a little bit, you know? And
When
that's
I
just
earned them
what I have to
last year
do.
on
Barely
I think
even
it was
wear
on
the shit.
PvE.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even I would wear the pants every now and then because they were cool, but it's like I did not like the tan top.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Corvad outfits from last year, they're available on the website, escapefromtarkov.com. $7 a pop, not a bad price at all. A fair price. Along with several other skins that you can earn by playing the game. So, you know, that's what really matters is if it's available in the game. Can I earn it in game? That's where my clothing needs to come from. Don't let people buy clothes on a website because then they'll look like I look sometimes. Make them earn it. I don't care if they don't have time. It's just so weird. It's such a weird fucking take. Anyways, moving on. We'll stay with the whole theme of Christmas here, and we will go over the potential new tactical map. I guess right is kind of what we're leaning
What it
towards. I
appears.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it appears like.
On the screen now. As you can see, there's like the last hero token, blast gang token, checkpoint token. I assume that's team fight. You've got the battle pass tokens right here, battle points. And as you can clearly see, what looks like, I guess it could still be customs. This may even just be a brand new tactical map, but it is a tactical map. It is the same layout. You can clearly see all the same pieces and everything from the previous tactical map. There's a small chance, right, that we were kind of, I guess, leaning towards that there's a small chance that we get an EFT base game tech map.
Yeah.
Doubtful. I would say this is arena just because we still see last hero and all that stuff. They might change the way those tokens work. I don't know. I highly, highly doubt it. I think that it's safe to say this is an arena tactical map and it's just going to be holiday themed, maybe even season 2 or whatever starting. They might be on track with everything this time around. Last season was like what, a year long almost or something, 9 months or some crazy stuff.
Something like
The
that. Yeah,
plan
it was like
is
9 months,
every
I
2
think.
months these things are supposed to drop. So we will see for sure what actually comes of it. But it says that unforgettable taste that kicks off the new year in Russia. The star of the table, no compromises, no discussion. June 20. I assume I don't know what that means. Probably December 20. But yeah, it even has like the compass on it, so you can kind of see. This is just tac map. This is all laid out like the tactical map.
Yeah, but the cool thing this brings up is, like you were saying, does this mean that events are now going to be tied between Tarkov and Arena, where if
That would be cool.
Tarkov's running an event, Arena is also in on it? Or is it
Arena maps
the
with like
opposite?
holiday, themes and stuff would be sick.
Yeah, but it could also be the opposite, and it could be base game getting tactical maps, and they just use, what they already
That to
had as a
show kind of the
because this
idea.
was just a tease. Yeah, this was just
Right,
a
right,
tease. This
right,
wasn't
right.
anything official. So could it be that because that's been the rumor is eventually the main game was also going to get a battle pass.
Or
So
some form.
this could
Yeah.
be the first steps of that, maybe.
Could be. It could be.
I'm leaning more towards that
The
it's
arena
still on
side.
Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool
You
that,
never
we can
know.
speculate.
Right, because they have talked about doing stuff like this. This is something that's been mentioned before, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Most likely
Yep.
arena, but there's always a chance. Yeah, but this is cool just because we know we are very, very close to the holiday event. Um, there was something else. Oh, the event when it should start, right? When do you probably this week, right after Christmas, typically, like the 26th?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think looking back on all the other ones, they started between the 24th and 26th, like the last 3 years in a row. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's when, we're gonna get this one.
I vaguely remember last year or the year before getting up Christmas morning and being stoked because the event had started. And I remember like speed running, unwrapping Christmas presents with the wife and kids, and then being like, "All right, well, it's been real, guys. I'll catch you later," and like sprinting
Well,
downstairs. Maybe the
that was
event had started on the
probably
24th or something, and I was just stoked to
the
get
year
down
we
on
got the
it.
wipe. We got the wipe on
Oh,
Christmas.
it
2
was,
years
it
ago, I
was,
think we
yeah,
got
2
the
years
wipe on
ago,
Christmas,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so we was all, like, waiting for it, and then Christmas morning, it's like
there it was,
BSG
yeah,
posted the Twitter post, "Servers will
yeah.
be going down, blah, blah, blah."
So anytime, realistically, even I mean, it's safe to say anytime from tomorrow on. I doubt it's
Yeah,
tomorrow. I think it's going to be closer to the day of Christmas, if not the day after. Sometime very soon. But yeah,
yeah.
anytime from tomorrow on, be ready for this event to start. They're throwing some teases
Think
together. We'll see. I'm sure over the next few days, and
I'm pretty sure they usually line it up with Russian Christmas, which I think Russian Christmas is like a celebration from like the 25th or 26th all the way through the new year.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's usually what it lines up with. So
typically. Um, so yeah, there was that, and I think as for Christmas stuff and event stuff, that's probably it overall. I don't think there's anything new there outside of the stuff we just talked about. The next thing that I want to bring up is the other thing we have on Twitter. Nikita had posted these pictures. He said Bear slash SODB Special Operational Detachment Bogatir. Or Bogat, whatever it is. Here's picture one. It is just a PMC, well, a Bogatir PMC with the new
with a helmet,
respirator on, the new helmet with ears, and I don't think anything's new on the AK. No,
not that I can see.
no.
But that's
But
not the
the
first
helmet's
time I've
dope.
seen that helmet cover. Yeah, I've seen a
Yeah,
few pictures that has like, that camouflage
it's
cover.
ghillie related. I don't know if they'll make it look ghillie fabric in the game or if they'll just make it like a cover that's camouflage. You know what I mean? But it is cool, and I think the ears are new. I may be wrong, but I think the ears are new. The face mask is definitely new. That's a new respirator.
They look new, and look, did you notice that the headband is behind the head on those?
Yeah, yeah,
The
they like
headband
wrap
goes behind?
around. Well, that or I'm
Yeah.
thinking that they are helmet attached ears
Oh,
and
that's
they're
possible,
locking in
yeah.
off the rail on the back that comes up over the side.
Yeah, that's very possible.
One of the two. But yeah, and then we have this picture, which there's a couple things here, right? It looks like the new NVGs, sick. Get a better look at the new helmet. It's got all the like the tactical gear on it for the cam and everything, all your tech, got your battery pack and all that. It's got your I think I'm pretty sure this is like a light for like I don't remember. Anyways, I think it's like it sends signal like it's fuck, what is it for?
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you s
there's a pack on the back of the helmet.
Oh, it's a battery pack that usually is for, like, your NVGs and
Yeah, NVGs, that's
your
what they're called.
ears or
Yeah,
yeah,
your
yeah,
helmet lights, anything tactical attached to your helmet. I don't know why I couldn't spit it out. Battery
yeah.
pack. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but so
That
that's cool.
jacket is
You
sweet, though.
see all this. Yeah, the jacket's dope. I don't recognize any new
Wait a minute.
gear off right.
You notice one thing there that's, definitely new on
I
their armor?
don't.
That's the USEC armor with a bear patch.
That is the USEC armor with the bear patch. Will we get patches in the near future? Because it's not just the bear patch. It's the Bogatir patch, the bear patch, and the helmet patch. Which the helmet patch is
Right.
probably related to the whole fucking, the get up. But um, we've seen quite a bit of patches, whether it's IRL or whatever, what have you, renderings, this, that, or the other, the Bogatir patch in this image. There's been just like a lot of different things that pop up. I would love to be able to have on my helmet, like, whatever patch, a bear patch on my vest. That would look sick. You know what I mean? That would be cool.
Yeah, that's the HICOM trooper armor, but with a bear patch. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Well, and then the other thing we notice is the riot shield, right? That was like the main focus for the most part. But here's the question.
Yeah,
Is this
it's
hype for the
hard to even see.
photo? Is this hype for the photo? Or are we potentially getting riot shields in base game? That's my question. And if we are
Now
getting a riot shield in base game, what would the limitations be? I think it shows it right here. If we are to get a riot shield in base game, I think you would be limited to a pistol. Um,
yeah, yeah, obviously, yeah.
and then you're probably
Um,
looking at a fuck ton of weight and a bunch of other, negatives that go with it. But you do have a riot shield.
that probably is better for, like, groups if you want, like, you have one
Somebody to
guy that
push
runs the
forward and
shield
clear,
and
right?
right. Um, but I will say that the Nikki leak a long time ago that had the riot shield in it, that's the exact same riot shield.
It is, yeah.
So, it's been in work for a while. So I'd say it's coming.
Yeah, I think there's a strong possibility of it happening, and I don't think it would be too broken. I mean, I'm sure that there's
No.
annoyances about it, but a good grenade toss, they're stuck using
Yeah.
only a pistol. There's going to be limitations for the player using the shield. Killing that
Yeah.
player probably isn't going to be the hardest thing in the world. And if it's realistic,
Shooting their feet.
yeah, if it's realistic, even if they're crouched, they're still going to have open areas. There's only going to be so much cover you can gain from it. There's going to be ways around it. That's if we even get it in game. They might think it's broken or might have issues testing it. Not broken as in like meta wise, but like find other issues with it. Like when you go to pull it out, maybe it bugs a lot. Who knows what may be holding it up or keeping it from entering the game. But
Yeah, other
it
games
it,
have balanced
it
it
would be a game changer in
somewhat
my opinion.
decently. I
It
mean,
would be a game
like you
changer.
said though, there's nerfs and buffs that go along with it. Like
Right.
obviously you get the protection, but you lose the offensive capabilities. Like you're
Right.
stuck holding a big shield.
Yeah, you're limited to a
So yeah,
pistol. You got this heavy shield. You're probably only able to walk with it. You probably can't run, I would assume, at least not very fast, maybe a light jog.
right. Yeah,
The
it's
other
probably
thing
going to
I
drain
would
your
like to
food, your
point out
water.
that
It's
we've been
it's probably going
seeing,
to hurt.
that's true too. Yeah, it could have a huge effect on your hydration and energy. The other thing that I want to point out, which kind of leans towards this whole tinfoil hat idea of the riot shield coming in, we've seen several ammo types recently enter the game that can pin like level 9. You know what I mean? Like 90 plus
Yeah,
penetration. The 50
yeah,
BMG slap round
100
for one.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like insane.
one of them's like 110 or something.
Yeah, that's going to pin technically level 10, so maybe we are going to see this transition to some heavier armors, maybe not like full juggernaut with a riot shield type stuff, but we already have some pretty thick boys, armors introduced. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a riot shield or maybe even like some better armor overall that you can wear, with some major hits to your overall character stats and movement and things. But it's not impossible, and I think it would be
No, I
kind of
don't
cool to
even
have in
worry
game.
about it.
No, not at all.
BSG has always done such a good job with balancing everything that I have no worries if they decide to add it, and I feel like they could do it easily and feel like I feel like they would find a way to make it where it worked.
Yeah, I think so. And here's just a close up of the Bogatir patch, which you can see in game. It's the same patch. It looks sick. I really like this. It's really
Yeah, it
cool.
is a cool one.
I would love to see a riot shield personally. I'm sure a lot of players feel the opposite. But next thing I want to go over is we have a couple codes here. I'll have Middle throw them up on text. The first one is in all capital letters, no spaces. Get well, be well. And the second code is ban hammer. Again, all caps, no spaces. Let's throw out the couple things that are pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We got lowered the time gates on all story tasks and story crafts by 25%. That one's pretty huge, honestly. I mean, that's a quarter of the time gone. That's massive.
Yeah, and a lot of people were complaining, like it was understandable at the beginning because you were trying to limit people from rushing through, but
Right.
now that
But
so
now
many
we have
people have
so many
already completed
people.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, it's doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, some of the crafts are ridiculously long anyways. I think one's like 59 uninterrupted hours, which I mean isn't easy enough to do. That is very easy to pull off. It's just also wild to have a, 3-day craft, 4-day craft. Um the next thing that I kind of want to mention is Tarkov.Community is updated and back live. Whole new UI, looks awesome. You know what? We'll go ahead and pull it up too. They changed, the header, a bunch of other stuff. Tarkov
Yeah,
Community
they got
1.6 updates, UI and theme refreshment, mobile and browsing upgrades, markdown and content improvements, voting and sentiment, user profiles and personalization, reporting and community tools, notifications and PWA support, performance and bug squashes. I mean, just to go over a couple things, complete theme overhaul mimicking the EFT 1.0 vibe, darker, sleeker, and more immersive with new theme. The site is now ready for future themes to flip between. Stay tuned. Introducing swipe mode, mobile only for now. Find it in the next filter bonus. Find it next to the filter buttons on the post page. Holy shit! You can swipe or tap to upvote/downvote on the trending post page. Markdown, better markdown styling, parsing and rendering for cleaner posts and comments. Added VK video embedding so you can share videos from there more easily instead of just YouTube. New sentiment bar on post. See the overall up versus down vote percentages at a glance. Hide my votes is now on by default for new users, but will always prefer your filters. Just like a bunch of stuff. They've done so much stuff, dude. Resolved many visual issues on Firefox. Fixed vote button states. Preserve filters when clicking links or using cookies for preloading. and like 100 more other things. They're pretty loose with what
Yeah,
they've done, but at the same time, like you can see it all. It's right here. It's ridiculous. Back to
it's
Tarkov.
a whole new, just real quick, one great thing about Tarkov Community is this is the best place for people to come in and give ideas to the devs. The devs get in here, they read things, they respond to things, they let you know progress on if they're planning to do them, if they're working on them, if they're never going to do it. Um, it's just a good way to get feedback straight to the devs and feedback straight back from the devs. And just pointing out one, if I just look through here and see one that's really cool, one person said use more CPU cores, which is a
Yeah, that's
problem
planned.
Tarkov has had. It's been a issue that Tarkov has only used one CPU core. That's it. It uses one. So it don't matter if you have a 10 core, 12 core, whatever. You got one CPU core.
Yeah.
So it got 1,800 upvotes, and then the devs responded and said it started. So that's great news. They're already working on fixing Tarkov's biggest performance problem. So that's why Tarkov.Community is so awesome.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be something that has thousands of upvotes either. There's one with 620 upvotes. There's a couple I've seen, not now, but in past iterations of the app,
Yeah, devs read them all, it
with
seems.
10 upvotes that the devs have replied to. You know what I mean? So putting the information out here is huge. You can go through and scroll through and find things that you like or, whatever, and upvote them, downvote them. You can go through and comment on these things. Let me just click on one helicopter extraction, blah, blah, blah. It's planned. We have plans for a helicopter exit, not exactly in the design described, but close. But I don't think it will be this year. Yowler responded to it. You go in, you can comment on it, give your ideas of how it should work, what you think could be cool. You know what I mean? There's a lot on here. There really is. It's more than what we've mentioned even. There's things where you can go in with your filters and specifically look for things that are planned or things that are started or things that BSG have replied to, and there's just a lot. It's a very useful tool. Get on there, report bugs, report, other issues that you might be having and crashes and things like that. You can go in and give ideas. It's super good. Awesome tool. Trent, sorry, Trent, Afraid, and the mysterious third man that doesn't want to be known. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. We appreciate the
Yeah.
Tarkov.Community site. It is really cool, really handy. Um, Next thing that we have to go over is pretty cool in my opinion. Since October 18th, more than 11,000 cheaters have been banned, which is pretty dope. That's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
You
And
have
to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, every couple few months now, it seems like, 5 to 15,000 players are banned. Um, it's always good to see the anti-cheat working. It's always nice to see them putting in the extra effort to go through and review everything that they need to review. Um, of course, the Twitter community, maybe not even just Twitter community, the Tarkov community is up in arms about this too, because the bans take place around the same time that a sale starts and they're just selling their accounts cheaper back to the cheaters. And what I really want to stress about that is that you're an idiot if you believe that. Because one, these cheaters, especially the habitual cheaters, they excuse me, they buy their extra accounts third party for cheap. Now, if you want to go and try to make the assessment or the assumption that BSG runs these third party sites, you could say that, but they never do. It's always just like, oh, the Steam sale is why this is happening. It's like, no, dude, there's always holiday Steam sales. It's just think
Well,
clearly, think logically, use your brains.
if there's always bans going on and there's always sales going on, eventually they're going to
They're
cross
gonna
paths at the same
exactly
time. Like it's just going to happen. They're going to line up that way. But being an idiot and making it a conspiracy every time it happens to line up that BSG's doing it,
right.
themselves. It's just so stupid.
It is. It's frustrating because it's happening right now because this holiday sale, and they announced that they banned 11,000 cheaters over the last
Yeah.
2 months or month or whatever, 2.5 months, whatever it's been.
BSG
It's
makes more
just
money off people buying their game legitimately and sticking around and talking their friends into buying it and actual sales. Like they make way more money off that than they do a few 100,000 cheaters, that just rebuy it once or twice. Like it just
yeah,
they've
exactly.
sold a million copies since 1.0 was released.
Yeah,
If
just
that
on
tells you
Steam, they
anything.
had almost or over 1 million people interested, wishlisting the game, which is Fucking sick.
Yeah, a few 100,000 cheaters over a lifetime of the game is nothing compared
It's
to
not.
legit copies.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just so absurd. It's absurd. You
It
sound
is.
dumb when you say the things, you really do. You're not saying anything interesting, you're not cracking some code, you have 0 evidence, 0 proof of any of it, and you just mindlessly gawk on and on and on about nonsense you don't understand.
Well, it's like, I get it. It's easier to accept. It's also funner to accept that BSG's behind it, but it's easier to accept, that they just want cheaters to rebuy the game over and over than it is to actually look into it and see if that even makes sense.
Right.
Like, most people just want to accept it, like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense in my brain. Like, BSG's bad. They're bad devs. They do that
Well, I mean, people
instead of
still hold
looking
on
into it,
to Nikita's interview where he said something entirely
Yeah,
different and still twist it around, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. People are pretty wild.
Yeah,
How you feel about the new changes with RAM though? We spent so much time in previous episodes talking about cheats and cheaters. It's just kind of over it, man. There's
yeah.
nothing new going on. There's nothing crazy. It's just the same old, same old.
No, it's always gonna be the same, but with the RAM, are you talking about IRL or in-game?
Both, dude. Let's, let's
'Cause,
RAM
yeah,
is
it
the
is
new
it's
fucking
nuts.
Bitcoin IRL and in game, dude.
Dude, it's so crazy that right now, uh, since DDR5 is so expensive, people are buying, Ryzen 5th gen and Intel, 12th gen CPUs. Like, a
Does it have
5800
integrated
X3D
graphics? Or
is
not
like
integrated?
700.
Fuck.
No, 'cause they run
Because they
DDR4.
run DDR4, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so,
don't know
like, the
why.
5800X was, like, 120 bucks, like, 2 weeks ago. It's, like, 800 bucks now.
That's
Um,
insane.
yeah, it's crazy, but
The RAM I
it's
have
just
in my computer right now, I could sell the 64 gig sticks for $1,000, which is
oh, yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Insane.
yeah, it's
And I
wild.
like, it's not even anything crazy. It's like 900 and some bucks for what I have, just because I have 64 gigs of DDR5. Um,
Yeah, same.
which I have some
Um,
DDR5 RAM sitting over here that I might sell now that I'm looking at it.
yeah,
I
dude, I
just
would
forgot
if
about
you
it.
got extra, sell
I
that
have
shit,
extra
dude.
RAM. I was saving it
Here
for the server I was gonna build.
second PC?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
a
yeah,
server.
second
Well, I
server.
need server, second PC, DMA cheats, whatever, dude.
Well, here's the thing, if you do still plan on doing that, definitely don't sell it because who knows when it's gonna go back down, but
Right, and if things don't change, the prices are only gonna get worse.
the good thing is most RAM comes with a lifetime warranty, so if something does happen to your existing RAM, you can
You're
still get a
covered.
replacement years later.
You
Yeah.
might be stuck on the same, DDR4 still that you're on now, but you're covered. Which DDR4 isn't really a
Well,
major issue. The DDR5 is the problem. Anything
right.
now and future release RAM is gonna be an issue, at least for the
But even
foreseeable
the
future.
DDR4, this is gonna cause an issue with DDR4.
Well, yeah, it'll start
This
getting
is also
scalped
gonna
and pumped
cause
and
right, this is just gonna
cheap
cause an issue,
CPUs are now
period.
going up. Coolers are gonna go
Yeah,
up in response because, why not? Like,
all memory
everything
chips
involved in it,
are
yeah.
yeah, all memory chips, which that includes graphics cards, that includes, just handhelds, that includes, like, all-in-ones, anything that has a
Vehicles,
memory chip. Yeah, even vehicles,
fridges,
anything that
everything.
has any kind of, like, computer in it is gonna just skyrocket, and it's not just the shortage, it's the shortage plus the tariffs, plus the just decisions that have been made this whole year that we've known it's gonna skyrocket, and then
Right.
when you compound the actual shortage on top of that, everything's about to skyrocket, dude. It's gonna be
Yeah,
bad.
Micron going and selling 60%,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
their
they are no
production to
longer
fucking AI creators and whatever you wanna call them, engineers.
yeah,
Um,
and that's something we didn't even mention. AI is a huge reason why there is a
AI is
shortage
the majority
because
of the reason for the
it's
shortage, yeah.
hogging all of it. Yeah, and then
I
Micron,
can't
which
remember
is a
what company
huge
it was,
company,
but they went straight to
um
Micron, they were like, "We want 60% of your production." They're like, "No," and they're like, "Here's money," and they're like, "Okay."
yep, and Micron now no longer makes PC components. Like, that's a
No,
huge loss to
no, they
PC
are,
component
yeah,
make.
strictly making
They
RAM
have
and pretty
been
much only
huge.
making it for the AI market. The user
Yep.
market is getting a fucking 60% reduction in what we had product-wise as it was, and, like, a 70% increase, if not fucking 300% increase in price.
Yep. It's bad.
It's bad, it's really bad.
Doesn't
I
doesn't look like it's gonna get better.
was looking yesterday at upgrading a PC, and My CPU is still reasonably priced. The 9850 or 9950, whichever one it is, the X3D. I still want to go big on that. And it's still around the same price,
Right.
but it's just like, do I want to upgrade again? Do I really want to go through it right now? And even the 9950 X3D has gone up a little bit. I think it was around
Yeah, yeah,
like
everything's gonna
$7 to
continue.
$900, and I think it's up around 11 right now or something like that. I can't remember. I have to
Well,
look again.
you also add in the holidays on top of that. That's also an
True
artificial
too. Yeah.
inflation.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like this is just the worst time. It's like
Well, and like
beginning
you
of the
said, with
year.
everything on top of the
That
Micron situation too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's bad. Not
Yeah.
good for people who need computers.
No, and that's like Stony was talking about, one of the guys in the server. He was talking about upgrading his PC, and he was like, "What should I do?" He's like, "This is my current build." And I looked at it, and I'm like, "Oh, he's selling DDR4." And like, not even thinking about the current situation, I just went to um, Amazon or wherever and started looking at prices on stuff. And I get to RAM. I was like, "Oh yeah, you need RAM." And we go, and I was like, "Dude, you need to just jump to DDR5. Like, it's, you're there. You've got a solid system for what you can run. You need to make the jump from DDR4 to DDR5 to like really start, pacing better and doing like having more options." And then I started looking at RAM and everything, and I was like, "Oh shit, you're not doing fucking anything, dude." Like, 90% of the parts you need to buy don't cost half the price of the RAM. You're done. Like, let's just look
Yeah,
at
we got
DDR4
lucky
options. So I was like, let's go
because
64 gigs DDR4. Let's go with the best DDR4 processor or the best AM4 processor we can get. Like, and it was just, it's settling, but that's what you kind of have to do right now.
honestly, my recommendation, anyone who would want to build a PC right now, your best bet is to buy like uh,
Decent
an
pre-built.
Intel Core i12 or
Yeah.
i12, an Intel Core i5 12
And,
12600K. You can get those
or,
for like
yeah,
uh, yeah, it's like a 14 core CPU or 12 core. I can't remember. You can get them for
I
like
think it's 12.
120 bucks, 130 bucks.
Yeah, they're still
Um,
cheap, right?
yeah, so it's like yeah, and that's gonna give you the same performance as a 5800 X3D, um, if not better, because you're gonna have more cores
Right.
for better productivity. Um, but and you can get DDR4 RAM with it, and it can also run DDR5, so it's like you can also upgrade to DDR5 in
Yeah,
the
if something
future.
happens later. Yeah.
Um, yeah, because that's what we did. Well, like, that's what I did anyways. Like me and you both upgraded around the same
I
time,
just had a really good
about a
deal. I couldn't
year
pass up
ago.
to get to DDR5.
Yeah, yeah. Micro Center, you got that good deal on the 7800 X3D,
7800
and
X3D
then
motherboard and 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM for like 450 or something crazy. It was
I
it
was gonna
was
say under 500
unreal.
bucks.
Yeah, it was unreal.
Yeah, and then I ended up having, I bought the 64 gig kit. I think it was like 180 bucks for
Yeah,
64
it
gigs
wasn't
of
bad.
DDR5 when I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. So, yeah, we did it right at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, 6 months, 8 months. I guess it's been a little bit while, a bit longer,
Yeah,
maybe
mine's
like
been
a
about a
year
year and
later.
a half, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about a
Yeah,
year and a half.
something like that. And we didn't know this was happening. We didn't know this was gonna take place.
No,
Had we
not like
known, we
this.
probably might have even went a different route maybe. I don't think so. I don't think anything would have
No, I
changed,
think
dude. I'd have been like,
64 we're
"Oh,
safe.
okay."
We're
Yeah.
safe for a while.
I was thinking
Like,
128,
we
but
went
it's like
overboard.
64 is more than enough for now, at
Yeah.
least. And if, as
Yeah, because
optimization continues to happen in Tarkov, we should see it better and better, and 64 should be like the maximum for eternity. Um, you know, not to say
well, and,
other
like,
games won't
most
try to use
people
more
with
later,
DDR5,
but
they right. But they changed it. It's like you would either buy like 32 gigs was like the big like recommended if you built a good PC, it was 32 gigs. And then if you wanted something a little overboard, you would go 64. Well, then with DDR5, they made new 24 gigabyte modules so you could just go to 48. So a lot of
right,
people went from 32 to 48.
which
So
is again
I think
plenty.
the fact that yeah, the fact that we still went to 64 is even better. Like so
No, I
'cause I
agree.
almost
Yeah.
went to 48 because there were some good deals for 48, but it's like, I just thought 64 is probably the safer bet.
Well, knowing that Streets has eaten up, upwards of 40 gigs of RAM, and then you're
Yeah,
still trying to
exactly.
do other things on your computer, because let's be realistic about it, it's not just like, oh, well, do I have room for Tarkov? Do I have room for Tarkov and YouTube? Do I have room for Tarkov and OBS and YouTube and Discord? Do I have room for,
Yeah,
all those things and then some? Can I listen to Spotify while I'm doing this stuff? Like, sure, maybe not all those things are
that's a
eating up a
big
bunch of
thing.
RAM, but they are going to eat RAM, and only having those 8 extra gigs, you're going to be squeezing it kind of close. Sure, probably still plenty, but better safe than sorry, in
But
my opinion.
both of us, we use one PC for everything,
Everything,
so
yeah.
it's way different if you're, you got a streaming PC and a gaming PC, that's
Right, you got a
different.
lot more room to
But
wiggle.
exactly. But when you're doing one PC for everything, it's like you need the
You need
extra,
overkill,
you
yeah.
yeah.
Overkill can start to look like not enough at times,
Yeah,
on all fronts.
absolutely.
Your processor, your GPU, your RAM, your storage, it all starts to wear. Um, but yeah, so, like, RAM prices are crazy IRL. At least, you can trust that you can still reliably go in Tarkov, find a stick of RAM, and just not pick it up because it's worthless.
That's the second thing is Battlestate has always been so good about adapting in-game items to real world, like, economy prices.
Yeah,
They would do it with Bitcoin. Bitcoin would fluctuate with, real world prices, and now
constantly.
they're doing it with RAM. RAM was just a run-of-the-mill, normal, thing that you would find in all computers and
Worth, like,
find laying around
5K.
in all tech spawns. Yeah, and no one would even really pick it up because, you
Yeah.
only needed it for, like, 1 or 2
A couple
quests, and
crafts and
after
a
that,
craft,
it was
or a couple
worthless.
crafts
Yeah.
and a quest, yeah.
Well, now, if you notice when you see Ramstick, it's got a purple background, which indicates extremely rare. And
Yep.
that's because they made it where you can barely get it now. And if you do get it, you got some really good crafts that you can use it for.
Well, you got some really good barters. You can
Yeah,
get,
sorry, that's what I meant. I
oh,
meant barters,
yeah.
not crafts. Sorry, sorry,
Let's
sorry.
see,
Yeah, I meant
Ragman
barters.
has oh, man, what is it? Shit, there's several things. There's like, 2
Yeah.
really good guns. Peacekeeper has a couple good ones, and I think or no, Skier has several good ones, and then Ragman has a couple that are pretty good. There might be a couple more spread out. I don't know exactly. Let me hop on the game and look and
Um,
just show you. But there's a really well-built gun,
yeah,
and then
there's
there's
2 NL545
that's what they are,
crafts.
NL545s, yep.
Yeah, there's one NL545 that's got the 8R parts on it, which
Yeah,
is kinda cool looking. Um,
it's a
then
good base.
there's, like, yeah, there's a SA-58, you can get, um there's a bunch of stuff, yeah. They
There is
really,
a surprising amount of things, yeah. But it's all for RAM, and it's like a couple sticks of RAM here and there, maybe a stick of RAM. And I think it's like 100K on the flea market still. When it first happened, it was around 150 to 200, but it's already balanced out a bit. It's come down. It's usually you
yeah,
find it right under 100K. Um, I still find it pretty regularly. It's not like crazy hard to find, but you can definitely tell that players are way more active on computers. They are
I
really starting to loot through them because I mean 100K a pop for a single slot item that you can throw in your ass, like done
I kinda seen this coming, like, I kinda had an idea
with the
this was gonna
micron stuff
happen, so I
happening and
started
everything. Yeah.
yeah, I started grabbing RAM, which normally I never pick up, and I think I had, like, 12 things of RAM just sitting in my, stash. I didn't grab a ton of it, but normally I wouldn't even keep, like, 4, like, so the
Right.
fact I kept 12, I kinda had an idea.
Yeah, it just kind of made you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with some other changes that have happened in the game, the refs or the not the ref stuff yet, but the RAM barter changes I did not expect in any way. Yeah, so here are some of the things you can get. There is the NL545 with all the 8R parts. These are all really bad parts. I don't think anything on here is anything you would actually want to keep on it. Where's the upper? Can't tell if it has the 8R on it or not. I think it's the NL545. Yeah. And then you can get a well-built 8R or NL545. The only thing I would change on this is like pistol grip, buttstock, foregrip, maybe, take that red dot off. Change the scope mount, maybe, maybe. You don't even necessarily have to. This isn't bad stats.
No,
54.8 ergo, 61 vertical, 177 horizontal, solid. Let's see. I think Ragman had thought Ragman had oh, yeah, there it is. The, Rush 100, the new backpack. It came out
yeah.
last wipe or the wipe before the hardcore wipe. It's got 2 4 slots and then a 2 slot, and then it has, let's see, 45 total container size. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 slots total, in the bottom half of it. It's a cool backpack too. It's got a bear patch on it. And I feel like there
Peacekeeper's got the
was
FOW. Peacekeeper has a FOW that you can trade for.
Peacekeeper does?
Yeah.
As in SA-58?
Yeah, yeah.
Where?
He did have, I mean, I'm not on the game right now, so I don't know, but yeah, he did have originally. That was one of the trades.
I don't see the file.
This skier had the uh, NL545s, right?
Yeah, Skier has the NL545s.
Yeah, and there's a picture that I'm looking at showing the original when it was done, and it shows skier with the NLs and Peacekeeper with the SA-58.
I don't even see the SA-58 through Peacekeeper.
Maybe they moved it. Maybe they moved it or something.
They might have. It's hard to tell. But yeah,
'Cause like that, this
there's a
was
lot of
taken when it first
barters.
came out.
Yeah.
This was the day it came out when this picture was taken, so
Oh, there's the other one. Medicine case. You can get a medicine case for 3 sticks of RAM.
damn.
Um, and I thought there was a fuel barter, but maybe not. So yeah, there's several guns. Ragman has a couple things, and then on top of that, there's the medicine case through therapist. So that's pretty dope. And then let's see, we have some ref changes too, right?
Yeah, huge ref changes.
Major ref changes. I guess we should turn the screen share back on here, the display capture. So for ref, they have added a bunch of barters. Let me or a bunch of barter changes. So now the items case used to be 4 League of Medals. The weapons case used to be 4 League of Medals. And there was another case I think you could get. Oh, at level 4, we can get the thick items case, thick weapons case, stuff like that. And they're like usually 10 League of Medals. Well, now, oh, that's the wrong case. Now it's 1 League of Medal for the items case and 150 GP coins, 1 League of Medal for the weapons case, and 220 GP coins. Um, and I assume for the thick items case, thick weapons case, stuff like that, it's also on the same situation. It's maybe 1 or 2 League of Medals and a handful of GP coins. So that's huge changes to ref. On top of that, pricing changes overall. The RSAS that you can barter for has dropped from over 100 to less than 100. Let's see. I think the Model 1 went from like 80 some GP coins down to 65. The MCX is at 59 now. Um, the M1A is at
Yeah, a lot of them
73. Like a
were
bunch of the gun
yeah,
prices are dropped by around 50, I
a
think.
half.
20 to
Yeah,
50.
around
Yeah.
half, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Because some of them were
the
like,
face mask pricing
190,
changes.
180. Yeah, a lot of that stuff got dropped to
The
1.
death shadows
A lot
down
of
to
the weapon parts,
10. All these are 1.
pretty much everything got reworked.
Let's see. Oh, the
Now
ammos. The ammos is the big one. The ammo
yeah,
prices changed
yeah,
majorly. SS190
yep.
for 10 GP coins. 300 blackout CBJ for 14. Fucking M80 for 13. SOST for 11. Like good ammos. You can get the GP and VGs for 58 GP coins now. Like that's huge. These were like close. They were 150 GP coins yesterday. You know what I mean? So that's 100 GP coins less. So major discounts on that front. Start stocking up on GP coins, and then turn around and buy up some of this stuff, especially like GP and VGs. I'm gonna stockpile those. I'm gonna buy a set right now. Actually, I'm gonna buy both sets right now. Um, major changes overall. The scopes have gone down in price a bit. The SE5 foregrips are down to 5 instead of 10. The red dots have changed pricing. The TEPs are much cheaper now. They're only 16. Super good changes on ref. Major changes to him overall. Major price reduction, which is huge. So if you haven't
Yeah,
unlocked ref
they're
and you haven't went through the whole task line to transfer money and GP coins and stuff, get it done. Now is a great time to get over and start using ref to fuel some of your raids.
they're not to their original pricing before the hardcore wipe because that was even cheaper, but it's still cheaper than it was after because we still had the hardcore prices all the way up until now. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that this is the first time they've changed it since hardcore. And like I said, it's not as good as it was originally, but it's still better than the hardcore prices.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's cool because like while ref's previous prices just now were expensive, and the ones before were, marginally better. This is just as good, if not better, than the previous prices, which is awesome. I think it's cool that they're actually keeping things at a reasonable price so that the players who have been behind can maybe start to keep up a little bit better with a little less worry on their plate. We have a new survey. They kind of want to know how everybody's feeling about the wipe so far. How's 1.0 treating you? Are you enjoying your time? How do you feel about, the way that things are going and the way the raids are playing out and all that?
The
Um,
storyline is a big thing.
yeah, they ask about the story a bit. There's good questions, I think, worth answering for sure. And I can't remember what the reward is. Nothing too crazy. I think it's some cash and a couple other things, but
You get, like, some milk, like, some cans of evaporated milk and, like, a couple other things.
yeah, yeah, I don't think it's anything crazy.
No. I think a military flash drive.
Yeah, you get an
It's
MFD.
alright.
Yeah, it's not bad. I was happy to get it.
Yeah,
That's just always welcome.
yeah,
And as usual, I got on and answered it as honestly as I could. I feel like that
yeah,
feedback is
absolutely.
useful for them. I think that they look at that kind of stuff and actually utilize it. I don't
Yeah.
think they just like do it for fun. I don't think it's something they're just doing because like, oh, we can
Well,
get them to answer questions. Like I think
it's
it's
a direct,
obviously they turn around and use it.
it's direct answers from the player base instead of, like, Twitter or Discord or, this is people who are opening the game and playing the game. So it's
Yeah,
like, I
exactly.
think they
You're
give
getting
more,
unfiltered, real answers.
yeah, they give more to, like, the answers. They actually appreciate, and take into consideration what people say more.
And I mean, getting some free loot for answering a few questions. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
Hey,
always good.
I'll take it. Yeah. And kind of the last thing I have for today, at least, because there hasn't been a lot going on. It's been pretty quiet for the most part. Like outside of like teases for the upcoming event, stuff like that. There's not really like major changes happening in the moment. We're still what like 33 days, 32 days into 1.0 or something like that. Like it's not been out that long. Um,
Right.
a month and a
Um,
week, something like that. Like not long. It's really not been long.
well, I will say this, did we cover the cultists yet?
Well, that was the last thing I was going to go into.
Okay, okay, that's there's something else after that also, I
Okay.
gotta find it here. Just something that I remember seeing, I'm looking for it right now.
Oh. But yeah, like there's just not a lot going on. And that's kind of expected, with 1.0 being released finally and players having so much story to progress through and so many things in game to find and unlock and tasking and all these new guns and like there's still stuff that
Oh,
I haven't seen. There's things that Adam hasn't seen, and that's probably the same for the majority of players. We've got the super gamers out here who are prestiging already, hitting cap already, doing all this, finishing the story and surviving and escaping Tarkov, which is awesome. And I'm happy to see it. I'm glad people are doing that. But that also means that they know we have stuff to chew through. They know we have all these things to do outside of events and planning and stuff. They don't need to drop a bunch of teases like they were before 1.0. They don't need to drop like a Nikki leak a week or every other week. You know what I mean? Like that while that has slowed down, we're still seeing things happening overall. Um,
yeah. And Nikita's still like he's still active on social media and there's still a good reason to follow him on Twitter
for sure.
because the other thing I was going to say is this right here. On the 15th, Nikita posted, decided to fix the game by myself. What do I need to fix? Add, balance, keep it short, let's go. Well, just to point out, this was on the 15th, and then right after this, we started getting some fixes in the game. And it's not a coincidence that Tiggs's reply to Nikita, which was the top reply for a while, this was what Tiggs asked for. Make ref prices adjusted. Buff daily weekly quests. More raiders on labs. Cultist spawn rate up. Ultra medical Kiba loot buff. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that 3 of the 6 things there already got put in game.
Right.
That tells me that Nikita's taken this stuff to heart and really doing it. Like, and uh, there's a bunch of other great things. Like Airwing said, DLSS fixed the scopes being blurry, the
Yeah.
memory leaks. Pestily threw a few things in there, Willers. So it does. This is still a good way to get information. Like if you follow him, you still get kind of a heads up on what might be coming soon here in the
Yeah,
game.
because he also posts the majority of their teases. Any like all the Nikki leaks, that's why they're dubbed Nikki leaks because he's the one that posts them. You get a lot of the little teaser snippet pictures and stuff that we pull up. That's all from Nikita's Twitter for the most part. It's definitely worth following because then you can kind of be ahead of the curve on a lot of things and start to put the tinfoil hat on as we are at the same time. We can do this once a week. You can check Twitter every day. So if you want to stay
Well, and
current and on top of it, follow EFT Arena, Nikita, Dimitri. There's a handful of people that you can follow to stay in the loop.
yeah, bunch of the devs are here,
Yeah, Tarkov
but
Basement
it's
Guy.
just it's funny because Nikita, the way he says it, decided to fix the game by myself finally.
Right.
Because he's
He's
trolling people because
trolling.
people
Yeah,
are
for
always
sure. Always
asking him,
talking
like,
shit.
"Why don't you fix this?" Yeah, so
Right.
he's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna fix the game by myself finally. What do you guys want?" And I just think it's funny that he trolls right back with the people.
I also think it's funny that people still think, like, Nikita has his hands, like, deep in which he may, but I don't think he's on there coding and stuff, probably. I don't think he has time for those kind of things right now.
No,
Like, it
yeah,
it
he
cracks me
hires
up
people for
instead of
that.
going to the right outlets and the people that would actually have their, hands in the code. Because that's the thing, like, a lot of these guys are on Twitter, and you can reach out to these people, and you can talk to these people. You know?
I get it though. Nikita is the face of
He is the
Tarkov, so that's where
face,
most people, just think, "Oh, he must,
but to just
be doing everything."
yeah, that's just crazy. It cracks me up. I get a kick out of it every time. It's like, "Nikita, do this." It's like, "Yeah, sure." Um But yeah, that's just a minor gripe. I gripe about 90% of what I see on Twitter, I've noticed. I just don't
Yeah,
like Twitter.
same.
I'm not a Twitter user.
No,
I'm not a big Twitter fan. I follow the people I need information from, and that's it.
I'm right
Is it
there
a
with
good
you.
tool? Yes. Can I stand reading half the comments? No. It's either bitching, moaning, or just brain dead people that don't put a process or any kind of thought to their statements,
Well,
and it just gets old seeing it constantly.
I try to interact with people, I try to talk to people, but man, it's rough. Like, they just don't understand things, like
They
and they
don't.
just don't care.
I
Most
just
people
don't
are
think.
just
Yeah,
there
yeah,
just to troll.
exactly. And that's what a lot of it is, and, sure, I can recognize that too, but you see the same stuff day in, day out, and you start to think, like, these people are either, like, retarded or there's something that they're just trolling that I've missed, like,
It's a
there's
mix.
this
I think it's a
there's a
mix between the 2,
it has to be because
honestly.
there's this step in their process that I just don't get. I don't know what it is, it's
Yeah,
like,
it's a
why are
mix.
you like, eh, is there just nothing else to troll about? Like, are you bored? Are you doing this to get a rise out of people? Why not use, like, more current stuff? Like, why you bitch about old I don't know, it's weird, it's just weird, there's so many weird people on Twitter. It's a
The
cesspool,
troll the troll is being completely, like,
out of touch
ridiculous and
and
stupid.
dumb,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is the troll, is just not looking into anything, only
Yeah,
saying what you wanna say, like, not caring if you're right or wrong. Like, that's
wouldn't that
unfortunately
get
what it's
old
become.
day in and day out though? I guess
They
not,
love it,
I
they
don't
feed
know,
off
they
each other,
fucking
you know what I
feed
mean?
off
Like,
that shit.
cause
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
it's
exactly,
like
dude. Well, and it's a very specific mindset of people that do this shit. I like to approach things somewhat logically. I like to try to, learn a little bit before I just spout things out, whether it's trolling or not. But I know for a fact there's people out there who just type with zero concern or ideas about it, and they
well,
think it's funny. I just don't see any humor in it. I don't think it's that funny. I don't think any of the shit that like gets trolled regularly is like even good material. That's my
there's
biggest complaint. Is it's like have good if you're gonna do it, be one of the people that are at least making me laugh and like post something that's so absurd it's funny. But something that's like, you know what I mean? Like find a way to just like draw more attention to it, I guess, if you're gonna try to troll well. And I think that's it. It's just they're bad trolls. It's just not good trolling. It's just boring.
there's plenty of people that if you talk to them outside of Twitter and you ask them about something they say, they're like, "Oh, that's just because I was on Twitter." Like, they have an alternate
Right.
personality that they use when they use Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how people are for whatever reason.
Hit us with good material. If you're gonna make us read your comment though, like make it worthwhile. I don't know. Twitter's fucked. I hate Twitter. I
Yeah.
hate it. I bitch about it every time I talk about it, dude. As a matter of fact, I was at Christmas dinner with for my mom and stuff, and me and your cousin, my stepbrother, it's fucking weird. My stepbrother, my half brother, my brother-in-law. Jesus
Nathan?
Christ, Nate, the guy that shows up at the house with my sister. Um, we were talking about it, and I was like, because he had mentioned something like he was reading on Twitter. I was like, "Fuck Twitter, dude. I hate that place." And he's like, "Why? It's great." He's a sports guy
Yeah.
though. He's like,
No,
"We just
yeah,
get on there and
I
we yap
used to
about sports." I'm like, "Yeah, that's
that used to
awesome."
be what I
Sports
did.
communities are probably different from what I read. Like,
It is, and that used to be the only thing I used Twitter for was for, like, NBA and stuff, and Nathan
yeah,
was obviously one of the people I talked to all the time because he was on there, and it's like we would always talk about the Cavs and stuff, like, it is cool for stuff like that, but man, it totally, it
certain
changed
things, it's
completely a
just
couple years
yeah.
ago.
Well, that's true too. That is true too. It has made it went through a major shift. But like I
Yeah,
showed you, I pulled up one of the Tarkov posts and I can't remember what it was about. It was one of the more recent things. I was just like, here, look, and I showed you some of the comments. I was like, this is like every post, every day, all the time. This is all we get. It's crazy. I was bitching about Twitter at Christmas dinner. I love it. But yeah, outside of nonsense like that, yeah. If you want to see me rage, just fucking talk about this guy on Twitter said this, and I'll lose my mind. Um, let's talk about more Tarkov things, and the main one, the cultists got buffed, which is pretty exciting for me. I know you like hunting cultists as well. Customs and shorelines at 25%. Woods is at 30%. Factory and ground zero are still at 2%. I have a theory on that. I think it's event related. I think that the sunken churches on woods and shoreline are going to play a little bit of a role in that. So I can see, which I guess maybe not, because customs in shoreline is at 25%, while woods is
yeah.
at 30. So maybe not, maybe not,
I think this was due to the
maybe just a
people on
buff.
Twitter when Nikita asked the question. There was a bunch of people, including Tiggs,
Right.
who said,
Buff the
buff
cultists. Yeah.
cultists, and then right after cultists got buffed. So,
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
and I mean,
That's
it's a natural
probably it.
thing. They, always buff them as they go in. But here's the thing: it's like cultists are always the lowest percentage bosses because they are so difficult, and people
Yeah.
do complain about them. So, but just having a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 3 chance of running into them is great. Like that's a good change.
Absolutely. Well, and let's talk about some things we've been seeing alongside of that too. We've noticed on, the platform that gives us our information, Twitter, um, as well as like YouTube. I
I was
think
gonna
after
say,
we started
yeah,
talking
also
about us on
YouTube.
YouTube, like I've seen shorts and stuff talking about it. Man, I can't stop coughing today. We've seen a lot of people mentioning the difficulty of cultists and the effectiveness or the efficiency of cultists might be more in line with previous wipes compared to the last two wipes that we've dealt with.
Yeah.
They made some major changes to the way they work in the last two wipes with like their footsteps being audible, them being kind of brain dead and easy to fight, and preferring to shoot first over stabbing you. Like they'd
Yeah,
shoot
they'd
at
be
you from a distance and
standing
stuff, and
there
just like
before you would even walk up on them, just having their guns out, which made no
yeah,
sense.
made zero sense. But what we've been seeing is cultists moving pretty quietly. I haven't
Yeah,
really paid too much attention to the footsteps. I just kind of expect it to be somewhere in the middle. And most importantly, though, is they are kind of holding their area. They don't seem to want to like chase you too far. They'll push back into their zone. They seem to be like hiding in bushes again, and they're
yeah,
knife first.
yeah.
They want
I've
to
seen
stab you. That is the best part. They want to stab you. That makes me happy.
seen multiple videos of them creeping around, like
Yeah,
someone has
crouch
eyes on
walking
them, and they're
around. Yeah,
creeping around with their knife out, like trying to remain undetected and at the same time trying to be quiet, which, like you said, the last couple wipes, they were not doing that. So
not at all.
hopefully this is a actual change, reverting them to how they were when they were first added. Because I've wanted that forever.
Dude, we
OG
had
cultists were
so
great.
much fun. Not even necessarily hunting cultists, just being pathing from,
Yeah,
on shoreline
just
from
running
the
into them.
resort to path to shoreline or path to lighthouse. There's a chance of running into them. We like running night raids as it is, just because of the aesthetic and like the vibe of it. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's what we like. So, there's always the risk of cultists. But back in the day when they were genuinely scary and it was like you'd be creeping through a zone, I think we've talked about this before. There some of the scariest cultist moments were when cultists weren't even there, because it's like you start thinking you heard something, and when they moved so silently in the past, it was like, oh shit, is that a cultist? Is that them? Is that somebody creeping? Like you'd stop for a minute, you'd listen, or when they would be there, but they would like taunt you a little bit. You could hear them like starting to whisper because you're in the area, and
Right.
you can't see shit. You walk up on top of one. There's one laying in a bush that you're trying to cut through, like you've had happen. Like it used to be so terrifying to potentially run into and even run into the cultists, because they were deadly and they were actually less brain dead. If that has returned, I'll never run a day raid unless I'm forced into it. I
Yeah,
love the
yeah.
cultist hunt. I like night raids as it is. Sign me up
Well, it's like you had to be careful. Like
for sure.
what you're talking about, when cultists were like that, you had to be careful. So you had to think about your movement. Like you couldn't accidentally walk into the cultist and survive. Like
No,
then it got
not
to the point
easily.
where yeah, then it got to the point where you could accidentally walk into them, notice them, fight them, and kill them.
Yeah,
Like when they were originally put in the game, if you walked into their area, you were hit with BP and you know
nine
all
by
kinds of
39
high-end ammo
BT,
instantly.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy ammos.
instantly.
Yeah,
And it's like I would
I
die
mean,
so many times
dude,
to
there were
silence shots and have no
yeah,
idea where they were, you
for
know?
sure. I was gonna say there were times where I'd just be walking through an area, not even realizing like they could be in that zone or like they might be hanging near here, and I just get shot at. Resort
Yeah,
happens all the time. Like I'm on the other side of the fence, I'm
yeah.
pathing through. I expect them in one certain area, and they're over here to the left behind admin, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's terrifying. Like there's just a lot of opportunity for weird things to take place with cultists, and if they're like they
But
used to be, to where it's actually you don't know when they're there because they are either going to shoot you suppressed or they're going to sneak up and stab you.
right.
I mean,
Well, it's like
hopefully
I would
they
get
took them
shot.
out of the bright colored pants too. I don't know if that's the case,
Yeah.
but hopefully.
I haven't seen them in it, although every time I've looked at them, they've been kind of far away and it's been in night vision, so I can't really tell.
Right.
But I remember getting shot and, I would get mad. I'd be like, "Man, who was like, why would someone even be there? Or how did they even
Right.
see me?" And then, like, as your death comes up, it says sectant. You're
Second.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Well,
that
that makes
makes
more
sense."
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so scary.
I just feel like we've lost that over the last few wipes, at
We
least
definitely have. They made
majority
their
of it.
they made their footsteps way more audible. They made them
Yeah.
wanna shoot first, but like scabs do essentially and just miss a bunch of shots. I mean, we chased one around a field for 10 minutes making fucking
Yeah.
goofy fucking
Yeah.
shots at it and stuff. You know what I mean? Just doing goofy.
Yeah.
Doing
Sawed off
goofy
shot
stuff.
and trying to
You were
shoot.
trying to shoot him with a shotgun, chasing him down. He's
Yeah.
chasing me around. Like, he's barely shooting. He's not trying to stat. Like, it was just weird? And
Yeah.
that was a cultist fight. That's supposed to be like a greasy, scary, dirty nighttime fight that I don't know if I can actually survive? I hate that. I hate that it became this thing of like, oh, well, we're running night raids. I guess we'll run into the cultist scavs? It was almost like
Yeah.
not even worth running it. Like, hunting
Well, it
cultists
feels
was
like
just for money, and the fact that I was ever hunting cultists for money is so
right.
just absurd to me. It should never be that way.
It feels like BSG got way too many people complaining about, "What am I supposed to do? I can't do nothing against these guys. They instantly kill me." So
Word.
they thought, "Okay, we need to nerf these guys." But hopefully they came to their realization this time that that's the way they're supposed to be. Like
Yeah.
you can nerf things all you want to help people out. Don't do it to the cultists. Let the
No.
cultists remain what they are. People can avoid them. They don't have
Exactly.
to run night raids. They don't have to run into the areas the cultists are. They're already not roaming every area. So it's like there are ways to avoid them.
Very
So
avoidable.
let us people who love the fight, let us keep it, let us have it. Don't nerf it, please. I'm hoping that
Yeah,
this is what this is. I'm hoping they brought it
dude.
back.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have to hunt cultists now.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time. Well, I can buy GP and VGs for dirt cheap from Ref, so that's cool. So we can start doing that. But yeah, dude, it's just like, why take something when everything else has been reworked and manipulated in a way that makes it somewhat easier for not just new players but all players. Scavs start missing you a handful of the times. They'll shoot your arms and legs off first. They'll do all this extra stuff instead of just killing you. And then changes to rogues, changes to raiders, changes to this boss, changes to that boss, and it's none of it's necessarily easy, but it seems like it's all been kind of pushed in a direction that's more user friendly. Cultists should be the one like bastion in the dark that never changes. They should always be difficult.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
should always be the extreme side of that difficulty too. I would love for them to just be silent killers in the night. That would be awesome. Force me to pay
Yeah,
attention and figure it out. Put me in weird spots and awkward positions. Put me in, a situation that I don't expect to be in because I wasn't careful enough when I was pathing and I didn't look through, my scope enough to check the areas in front of me. It's like I want to be aware of what's around me, not just listening for footsteps running around or this person shooting at me or whatever. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I think that's a reasonable thing because, like you just said, it's extremely easy to avoid cultists. If you don't want to fight them, you can never fight them once.
Right.
Just run day raids. You'll never see a cultist. There you go. Problem solved. If you are running night raids for like Eagle Eye or Eagle Owl and stuff like that, you know, just look up where the cultists spawn and don't go to those areas. They only path in certain zones through that whole area anyway. So hopefully they don't path at all anymore. Hopefully they just post up and wait.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm curious.
yeah, I'm excited to get in and start seeing what's going on there. It sounds like woods is going to be the best place to go hunt them down. 30%. You know, shoreline customs might not be too bad either. Customs you can get in and get out. That's what I like about running uh customs when I am hunting cultists because it is quick raid. You know what I mean? You can go in, check fortress, check this area. The what's the other area for customs? Fortress and
Uh, just around like Crack House and like
yeah,
over by
yeah.
the
It is just
buildings and
fortress,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's basically all around Fortress, like on either side of
Right.
the train tracks, on any of those buildings, and they can even go like past construction almost over to dorms.
That's what it is. I would see him over by the hole in the fence there. The other side of
Yeah.
construction. That's right. So yeah, pretty much the entirety of the construction area, you could potentially run into customs or into cultists, and it's pretty easy to get in there and find out if they're there. You'll know pretty early on. You'll hear suppressed shots when you get closer to the area if they are fighting
Yeah.
anything.
Suppress
You'll
SVDs going off.
potentially see them potentially, and typically scavs are out of that area, so you won't have any chirping or extra movement or anything like that. It'll be eerily quiet and awkward.
Yeah, because 'cause they're
Sometimes,
gonna fight everything that's around most of the time, and
yeah,
it's already gonna be dead.
oh yeah, and sometimes you'll walk in their area, you're not really realizing there yet because they're on the other side of fortress or maybe on the other side of the train tracks or something. But most of the time, by the time you make it to fortress, you're gonna know if the cultists are there or not. It's quick, it's easy to do, and then you can just flare extract out once you're done fighting. Um, If they haven't changed them much, it's an easy fight to grab up some money on, get some really good ammo and armor. If they have changed them, hopefully they have. Fingers crossed that they have. Buckle up because it's a bit much, but it is fun, it is rewarding, and it is worth it. Cultists are awesome. Enjoy your time with the cultists. But yeah, I think that's it for the week. I don't really have anything else to really go over. Um,
Um, I got one more thing, and I just
sure.
wanna go over this, YouTube comment conversation between Airwing Marine and one of his video watchers. They left the comment saying, "Battlefield ballistics are way better than Tarkov's ballistics."
True.
And Airwing comes back and says, "The fact that you think Battlefield has better ballistics than Tarkov nullifies everything else you just said."
Yeah.
And then the guy said, "Battlefield is what popularized ballistics that aren't hit scan. You aren't right just because you use a laughing emoji, dude. Guns, especially bullets, do not work like they do in Tarkov. Where's where's your other emojis?" And then Airwing says, "Guns and bullets work like they don't work like they do in Tarkov. Tell me you've never handled a real firearm without telling me you've never handled a real firearm."
Right.
Laughing emoji. I just think
That's
that's hilarious that people
and
it's
it goes back
just
to
don't
the
get it.
Reddit side of thing. You have to understand what these people's thought process is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that shows
Yeah.
you a good sign of the average Twitter user, the average, YouTube troll. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actual trolling or if that guy is just genuinely a dumbass, and that's what bothers me the most.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it is very obvious. It's like, yeah, you've clearly never fired a real firearm. Tarkov has the most accurate, in my opinion, ballistics, gun mechanics, everything.
Battlefield is realer than Call of Duty, but it's still arcadey. It's
It's
very
very
arcadey.
arcadey. Yeah, it's very arcadey. It's very
Yeah.
gamified, I guess. It's very,
You can take
it's made for gaming. Tarkov is a sim almost.
you can take a sniper in Battlefield from 800 meters away, just straight ADS, don't adjust in any way, and just
And just
instantly hit
take their head.
headshot,
Yeah.
headshot, headshot, headshot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come
As
on.
long as you can zoom in and see it, you can hit it.
Yeah, well, even Ironsighted, like, even Ironsighted on
That's
Battlefield, like,
also
it's
true, yeah.
yeah, it's
With
like
Tarkov, you actually have to know what your minutes of action are and kind
yeah,
of judge distancing and what's your
Battlefield, you have
travel time on your bullet and shit. Like, there's a lot that goes into ballistics in Tarkov. It is not as straightforward as just
no,
projectile
and
versus hit scan.
Battlefield, you have no idea what kind of bullet you're using. Like, yeah, there are some bullet variations, but majority of the time you have no idea what kind of bullet you're using. Um, like I said, Battlefield is on the realer side of
For sure.
ballistics for a console game, like for a game
An
that
arcade,
compares to Call of Duty.
team deathmatch
Um,
style shooter, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It definitely is realer than Call of Duty, and that's what it always got compared against. And you were right when you said Battlefield has realer ballistics than Call of Duty. Yes, you were correct, but not when you say against Tarkov. Come on, Tarkov is the king of realism and gun
For sure.
mechanics, ballistics, just statistics, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Battle
Armor
State,
ratios, everything. It all has been
yeah,
fine-tuned and balanced to real life counterparts. That's a
but
very
yeah,
brain dead comment. Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I was scrolling Twitter and I seen that take. I was like, "Oh god." I was like,
Yeah,
"I just wanna
no.
talk about this."
Yeah, that's worth it though, because, like, it kinda relates. It definitely relates. It
Yeah,
just
it goes
shows
to what we were
that's what you
talking about.
deal with in these communities.
Yeah.
So, if you do decide to go follow all these Twitter pages, maybe just stay off the comments. It's for the best. It's not worth arguing with somebody on Twitter at 2 AM, debating whether Nikita sells accounts to cheaters or not. It's just not. Um, but yeah, that's everything for
Oh,
this week. Well, just kidding.
one more thing.
Alright.
I just wanna say, like you said Merry Christmas to everybody. Once again, same thing, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys again before the New Year, but, um, I think we will. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we'll have one more episode before New Year.
But yeah, just that to everyone, and I just wanna say thanks to everybody who's subscribed as of late. We've, really hit it off as of late, and, we're almost to that 1K goal.
Yeah,
That's, what we've been working towards, and hopefully we go well beyond that, and just thank you to all you guys, any new listeners, any, old listeners, anybody who is, always supporting us and showing up for these. We really appreciate it, and you guys
genuinely.
don't understand, like, how much it means. It means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's sure in the grand scheme of the YouTube thing, 1,000 subscribers doesn't seem like much, but to us, from starting at nothing to work up to this point and to continue working past this point, it means everything. This is the milestone that we set at the beginning. This is our takeoff point essentially is what we consider it. This is like if we can get to 1,000, we can get to 10, 20, maybe more,
Yeah.
who knows. But it's all been just building up to this goal, and we can't overstate enough how important this is to us and how much it means to us that all you guys are coming through, checking out the videos, being part of the community and just being involved with this channel because it really does mean a lot to us. We are genuinely here for the community. Um, you know, so thank you all very, very much. Like Adam said,
Yep.
happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode of Talking Tarkov, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on our first 1,000 subscribers, so it helps us out tremendously while keeping you up to date with everything we've got going on. Just be sure to click that bell icon so you never miss an upload. We'll catch you next week. See ya. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! You fucking sluts.